Hey, what's going on, everyone? As we got the game here in the second period, I'm just sending a text here. As Switzerland had a 4-minute power play at the end of the first period there, and they took a 2-0 lead as it was a double minor for high sticking. As we just got started here in the second period, and there's another face off here. As it's a face-off outside the Slovaks zone here for an offside, and Slovakia wins the face-off. They'll go through the neutral zone and chip it past the defender into the Swiss zone, and the Swiss will get it out as there's a board play along the blue line, and Slovakia will dump it all the way behind the Switzerland's net here. How's everyone's day going? As Switzerland just iced the puck. Dolany TV, good to see you there. As you just sent me a text too, I just saw. As icing against Switzerland there. That was weird. Anyway, so in the 2025 World Juniors, Switzerland finished 8th. There's a face-off to the left of Switzerland's net here, and it's won by the Swiss after that icing call. They'll have it pinned up against the boards behind the net, and they'll try and get it out on the left-hand side, and it is turned over here. Slovakia tries to force a pass, couldn't complete it. Switzerland can't get it out. Pressure by Slovakia, and Switzerland will play it behind their net here. And he fumbled the pass there. They'll try going out the other way. Here comes Switzerland through their own end into the neutral zone. A missed pass again, and Slovakia will turn it over, and Switzerland will dump it into their bench. So this is like the fourth face-off, and we've only played a minute 16 left, or minute 16 into the second period, and fourth or fifth face-off here. So 2-0 Switzerland over Slovakia right now. Draw's going to come back into the Swiss end, and they win the face-off. They'll pass it behind their net and try to go out the right-hand side. They'll dump it in the neutral zone where Slovakia picks up. Here comes Slovakia. They'll dump it in. Dump and chase game. That's what I've seen with the Slovakians. They like to do, as there's a shot and it misses the net. Slovakia coming off of a very impressive game there against the United States, where they were up 2-0 after the first there. Switzerland has it in Slovakia's end, and that should have been too many men as the player coming on the ice touched the puck, but they did not call that, as Switzerland has it in their own end. They'll skate it through the neutral zone, a couple dangles, and dump it in. And dump and chase for both teams seem to be the way they have been going. Switzerland with the shot misses the net there, as Slovakia will take it behind their neck, go out the left-hand boards. Solid stretch pass by Slovakia to get into the Switzerland end, but a good forecheck by the defender there knocks the Slovakian player off the puck. Anyway, Slovakia dumps it in. Let me know who you guys are cheering for there. We got 5 votes, 2 for Switzerland, 3 for Slovakia there. As Slovakia has it behind their own net, they'll try and exit and a pass into the center, and they'll exit through the neutral zone. Here comes Slovakia entering Switzerland zone and ran into each other there. That would have been a nice chance for Slovakia. Here they have it in their own end again. Slovaks coming through the neutral zone. They'll get it into Switzerland's end here, and Switzerland will take the puck. Very high turnover rate in this game for both teams. Right now, there's a beautiful pass. Here comes Switzerland. Shot saved by Pradell with the save. Switzerland is up 2-0 right now. Block shot by the Slovaks and a stretch pass, and that just missed. Or the Slovakians would have had a breakaway, but the pass missed, and the Swiss will just dump it to the neutral zone. And Slovaks will dump it in and go for a line change here. As we play 4 minutes here in the second period, Switzerland will dump it in. Pradell will come out to play the puck to his defenseman. They'll try and go out the right hand side. Two Switzerland players crash going for the loose puck, and here comes Slovakia. Dump and chase is the name of the game for these two teams. As Switzerland are going to break out into the neutral zone, turn the puck over. Here's Slovakia. They'll dump it back in, delayed offside, and that goes out of play on the dump in. Like I said, a lot of turnovers here, but they're trying to do the best they can. Daniel Briere, the general manager of the Philadelphia Flyers, is in the building for this game. As we're just showing a couple of the Slovakian players here. And faceoff will be at the center dot. Some pushing and shoving before it even starts. Couple cross checks between the teams here. The refs are telling them to separate a bit. Love to see that in the World Juniors. As we're going through this whole process again of them not dropping the puck. Finally, they do, and Switzerland wins the faceoff, and they'll dump it down behind the Slovakian net. Slovaks get there first. They'll try and break up the right-hand boards. Stretch pass. A lot of diagonal stretch passes for Slovakia so far in the second period. Seems to be getting them into the offensive zone, but they can't keep it, if you know what I mean. As here's Slovakia, and they'll dump it in. Switzerland will dump in, and they'll cause a turnover here as Switzerland has it along the half boards. And it's pinned up there between two players. No one's going to help. It's two players literally tied up, and that's it. As Switzerland has that back of the point shot, saved by Pradell. Good box out there by the defense. And the Slovakian player is going to get 2 for high sticking after the play. His stick came up into the Swiss player, and he is arguing all the way to the bench. But you have to be careful of your stick there when it comes to after the play. Little rough stuff's fine, but once you get your stick up, it doesn't help. So far, 78% of you have voted for Slovakia that you're cheering for. Pradella with a good save. And then, of course, after the whistle, Coleman with a high stick right to the eyes almost. That was a rough one. And the fans in the building are not happy about that. As Switzerland on the power play, they're 2 for 2 with 3 shots. As Switzerland wins the faceoff, they'll set it up to the point. Bobbled there by the defenseman. He'll send it to the half boards, cross ice, back to the defenseman, back to the left-hand boards. Oh, tic-tac-toe play, and the pass just misses back door. Here's Switzerland still at the blue line. Shot, tipped, and saved by Pradell, and Slovakia will clear it down the ice and go for a change as there's a minute 27 left here in Switzerland's third power play. Of course, the first one being a double minor. They counted as 2. And here comes Switzerland into the zone. They'll have it at the point. They'll pass it down to the right-hand boards. Go back up to the point, skating with the puck. They're at the point, pass it back down to the right-hand board. Shot and blocked by Slovakia. Switzerland has it back at the blue line, down to the left side of, or right side of the goalie, back up to the blue line. To the left side, no shot still. Slovakia not shooting this puck as efficient as the first one. Shot misses the net. Switzerland gets it behind the net here on the left-hand side of the net. They're cutting in, and a good defensive play by Slovakia there to get down and block that pass. Switzerland has it at the point here again, and there's a shot saved by Pradell, cleared just out of the zone by Slovakia as the one forward's going to go for a change, and Switzerland brings it in offside here. Power play, a little standing around by Switzerland. Kind of need them to move a bit, but a good try on the tic-tac-toe play. Just hits a skate, backdoor, just by probably half of an inch there. And a lot of good shot blocking by the Slovaks. Riddell with a good save there as well. As Switzerland wins the faceoff, they'll bring it in, dump and chase, and Slovakia will get there first, but Switzerland in on the forecheck. Slovakia can't get it out. Here's Switzerland at the point. D to D pass, shot, blocked again by Slovakia. Like I said, Slovakia is getting in the lanes here, blocking a lot of shots. That's what they did very good against the United States in the first period of last game, as they'll take it behind the Switzerland net. Power play is over. Switzerland now 2 for 3 on the power play, as a good job by the Slovakian penalty killer to kill the rest of the time. But here comes Switzerland, and a missed pass that would have been on a breakaway for Switzerland. Huge hit, and the stick of the Swiss player goes flying. He's slow to get up. He's looking at the ref saying, hey, that was from behind. I think it was a clean check, as here comes Slovakia. A shot saved by the Swiss goalie. He bobbled it. I just got to mute myself here quickly. Someone was at the door. But I guess the kids are gone, as my kids are home for Christmas break here as we go to commercial. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. A little boy came in. He was seeing what I was doing as we were on commercial break. So there's that. 12 votes. 75% of the votes are for Slovakia that you're cheering for. So welcome, and make sure to hit that subscribe button too. That helps the channel, as I cover a lot of the NHL news as well. As shots on goal with 8 minutes almost gone in the second. 11 for Switzerland, 3 for Slovakia. So Slovakia needs to get a couple more shots on net. They just had a very good chance, but no one was in front of the net for the rebound, and the goalie swallowed it up. As we're still commercial, there's a face-off to the left of the Swiss goaltender here. As again, the ref doesn't want to drop the puck, but Slovakia wins it. They'll send it to the middle, and that's picked off by Switzerland. Here comes Switzerland down the neutral zone. They'll dump it in. That hits the linesman, and he says it's still onside, but Slovakia will pick it up behind their own net. They'll reset here. Slovakia coming through their own end. They'll stretch pass it and miss pass, and icing is waved off as Slovakia gets there first. They'll pass it back to the point. D to D pass. Shot, and that misses by the Slovakian defender, and another shot blocked by Switzerland, as that will be offside on Slovakia. 11:45 to go here in the second period. So Switzerland up 2-0 after a 4-minute late power play in the first period. They scored pretty much within seconds of each one starting. And that's all we got here so far is 2-0 Switzerland over Slovakia. Slovakia does have the goal scoring. We've seen it against the United States. They'll come out here, hopefully, and get a couple. As Slovakia wins the face-off, they'll send it down behind the Switzerland net. And Switzerland will turn it over in a slot shot. Save. That may have gone off the post. The way that ricocheted, that may have gone off the post. Slovakia coming in within inches of scoring there. Here's Slovakia again, as the puck will go back outside in the neutral zone. Slovakia brings in shot, glove save by the Switzerland goalie here. Things are getting a little rough out there for each team. Physicality, of course, picking it up here. As Tomic just, yeah, that did hit the post. So Tomic hit the post on a beautiful shot, had the goalie beat, but couldn't beat the post. Tobias Tomic has a goal and an assist in this tournament for Slovakia. There'll be a face-off to the right of the Swiss goaltender. And again, we've seen this in every game with the linesman. Just drop the puck. I don't know why it takes so long, but Slovakia has it. A backhand shot saved. They're jamming away at it. It's free, and Switzerland will come out with it, but Slovakia will keep it in. There's a board play here, and Switzerland will send it behind their own net to try and relieve some pressure. Here's Switzerland. They'll give it back up to Slovakia, and Slovakia will turn it right over. Switzerland exits their zone, but Slovakia will take it away. They're coming back in. Slovakia has a lot of pressure right now. I could see a goal coming for the Slovaks as they play it behind the Swiss net, back up to the point. Shot misses net, hops out in front, and what a block by the Swiss player there. Slovakia keeps it in, though. Switzerland on their toes here. Can't get the puck out. Here they go. And they finally get the puck up and lightly chip it off the boards into the Slovakia end. Slovakia will turn it up quickly, dump and chase, just like they always do. And Slovakia can't get the puck as Switzerland will just throw it up the ice. Here comes Switzerland through the neutral zone. They'll dump it in, dump and chase. Pradel will play it away from the Swiss forward. That was going to get their first. Good play by Pradel there as Switzerland has it at the point. Shot blocked. Another blocked shot for a forward of Slovakia. That has been huge this game. As Switzerland has it in the neutral zone and they'll send it in on Pradel. Slovakia will pick it up and bring it out of their own end here. Into the Swiss end, a little deke and a good hard play by the Swiss defender. Oh, and there's a high stick. Is that being called? And that is being called. There is a high sticking penalty coming to Switzerland. We'll see if there's blood or not. That was a pretty good high stick. But a good play by the Swiss defender right before that. Take man off the puck, ram him into the boards with a hard hit. But Slovakia will be going on the power play. Hopefully they can net one to make this a 2-1 game. Of course, Switzerland is 2 for 3 on the power play this afternoon. Let's just go look here. As we are commercial break, just seeing all the news, Team Canada has announced their Olympic roster for the upcoming Winter Games. A lot of controversy on who they took and who they didn't take. That is up on the channel there if you want to go see that. Uh, 6 of you in here. It's a huge hit there by Switzerland's assistant captain there, number 8. And then there was a high stick right afterwards. So Slovakia is going on to the power play here. Was there blood? I don't think so. Yeah, it's only a 2-minute power play for Slovakia. Let's see if they can capitalize. Their power play is tied for 3rd in all the World Juniors. So that's huge for Slovakia at 33%. As Slovakia wins the draw, they have it on the left side of the Swiss net. Back behind the net, 1T, and the shot got blocked. That was a beautiful, actually, looking play by the Slovakians as they'll play it back up to the point. Slovaks have it on the left side of the Swiss net. Point-to-point pass. That stayed in, according to the linesman. They have it down behind the net, back to the half boards. Cross ice, D-to-D play. Shot, and that misses the net, and that goes all the way down to the Slovakians' end. As Slovakia is on the power play for another minute 22 as they are getting pressure behind their own net. Here comes Slovakia through the neutral zone. Cross ice pass, and they'll enter the zone. on the right-hand boards. Here comes Slovakia. D to D play, small pass, and the pass misses, and Switzerland will pick it up, but it goes off the line, the official end. Slovakia gets a chance saved by the Swiss goalie. Another shot. Shot misses the net. So Slovakia just needs to get a couple shots on net. There's a lot that have been just wide, as Switzerland will try to take it out of their own end and dump it down the ice, but Slovakia keeps it in. Slovakia on the right-hand boards, 3-on-4 as the two D-men are changing. Slovakia keeps it back up to the point. Here's Slovakia. They'll go D to D play here and drop pass back to the defender again. Just a couple small quick passes here as Slovakia has it at the point. Shot, and that misses the net, and that will go all the way back down the ice. So Slovakia's shots have been making them have to exit the zone here. They're just missing the net as they bring it in here, and Switzerland will try to dump out, but Slovakia gets it back. They'll keep it in back behind the net. Here's Slovakia. Back to the right-hand boards, back to the point. Cross ice, no shot. Shot now, blocked by the Swiss player. And here comes Switzerland, as it's going to be a 1-on-3 for them as the penalty killers are changing. Switzerland has it behind Slovakia's net and gets pushed off the puck, and Slovakia will take control of it here behind their own net. Pradel just watching them as they skate up through the neutral zone, dump it in right on the goalie, and they'll get a face-off. And the Slovakian player went right after the goalie there, stopped right in front of him. Switzerland took deception of that and threw him to the ground. 18 votes, 72% of you are cheering for Slovakia today, as they're showing some clips of the Slovakian power play. Again, just missing. You connect on some of these shots, they could be goals or dangerous chances, as the shots are 11-5 for Switzerland with 6:54 left to go here in the second period. As Slovakia wins the faceoff, they'll play it back to the point. Shot blocked again by the Swiss players. A lot of good shot blocking by both teams' forwards in this game from the shots coming from the point, as Slovakia has it on the right-hand boards. They'll go pass it back up the D shot, and that just tipped over the net. Slovakia coming within inches of getting a goal there, as here's Slovakia on the left-hand board. Shot from the point again, and that is blocked by their own player. Slovakia has it on the right-hand side. Back up to the point. Shot blocked by their own player again. Slovakia will have it behind the net. They'll pass it back up to the point. Pass is tipped, but kept in by Slovakia, and they'll send it behind the net and start a line change here. Switzerland coming up the left-hand boards through the neutral zone, and they'll dump it in behind Pradel here, as they'll wait to get the full line change behind Pradel. And they will start their breakout now. Slovakia coming down the left-hand boards, sends it in, icing, as Switzerland Lehman just got there in the neck of time before the Slovakian player there. Like I said, a lot of good shot blocking, and they're showing it by these forwards of Switzerland and Slovakia. A lot of point shots being blocked by both teams. Like to see it, as Robin Aitman has 2 points, a goal, and an assist in this tournament, as the faceoff will be to the left of Pradel. As Switzerland wins it, they'll have it along the left-hand boards, play it to the point, and that comes out, so they'll have to reset. Switzerland in the neutral zone here. They'll dump it back behind Pradel. He'll go out and skate it and throw it up the boards, and that gets by the Swiss player. And here comes the Slovakians, but the pass just can't connect as the puck was bouncing there a bit. So Switzerland will pick up in their own end. They'll break through the neutral zone. Here comes Switzerland down the left-hand boards. Back up to the point. Shot and saved. And there was a big rebound, but the Swiss player got knocked down and couldn't find it. And Slovakia will dump it to the neutral zone. Switzerland will bring it back in by the dump and chase. That cleared by Slovakia hit the linesman, and that was a lucky break, as the pass between the forward and the defenseman of Switzerland missed and went back down behind the Swiss net. So that was a lucky break for Slovakia there as Switzerland has it behind their net. They'll try coming up the left-hand boards. Here comes Switzerland in 2-on-2 shot, and Pradel with a big rebound, but made the save there as Slovakia will bring it out the left-hand side. Here's Slovakia. Cross ice pass again. That was onside. That was very close. Shot just missed again. Another Slovakian shot that just missed. They're getting their chances, but a lot of missed shots. Here's Slovakia. Shot again. Nice pad save by the Swiss goalie. Another shot, and that is a huge rebound back up to the point. Here's Switzerland on the right-hand boards. Cross crease D-to-D pass. Can't be handled, and Switzerland will just shoot it out. As Slovakia picks it up as both teams are changing. Turnover by Slovakia. Almost turned into a breakaway, but he dumped in and went for a line change instead. Slovakia turning it over in the neutral zone again. Switzerland dumps it in. Here's Slovakia behind their own net. Tries to go out in front. Shot by Switzerland after the huge turnover. Huge block and saved by Pradel. As here's Switzerland back at the point. D-to-D pass. Another D-to-D pass. Shot. And that's blocked. Another shot. And Switzerland scores. 3-0 Switzerland after a huge mistake by the Slovakian defense. You never take the puck up the middle of your own zone when you're getting trailed and pressured, and that's what they did. And a huge turnover causes costly for Slovakia as Haas nets a goal. He was in front of the net a lot on this play. Couple D-to-D passes here as Switzerland gets, that was just a block shot, went right to Haas, and he had a wide open cage because Pradel was out of his net because the first shot he was trying to save, and Haas with the goal here as 3-0 Switzerland over Slovakia with 3:17 to go here in the second period. As the faceoff's won by Switzerland, they'll dump it into the Slovak end, and here comes Slovakia. They'll send a stretch pass, hits the linesman, a lucky bounce for Slovakia. Shot saved by the Swiss goalie. These linesmen are getting in the way. D-to-D pass, shot from Slovakian defender, misses again. Another missed shot from the point for Slovakia as Switzerland will clear it out. And here comes Slovakia in their own end. They'll go D-to-D here. And then up the right-hand boards, nice chip in by Slovaks, but that got cut off by the second player there for Switzerland. Here comes Switzerland into the Slovakian end and turns it over. Slovaks will dump it back behind the Swiss goalie here. And Swiss will play it around the left-hand boards. They'll dump it into their own end as Pradel plays it to his defender, and that's turned over, but the Swiss player did fall. Slovakia picks up the puck as they'll try and exit their zone, being pressured by three Swiss forwards. Here comes Slovakia looking for the stretch pass. Good take by the Swiss defender there to make sure the speed of the Slovakian player can go around. Slovakia picks it up in the corner boards. He'll pass it up to the point. Shot, of course, that one misses again. These shots by the Slovakian defense are not hitting the net here as Switzerland will send it out. Slovakia here will take control behind Pradel. 3-0 Switzerland over Slovakia. Here comes Slovakia through the neutral zone. Enters the zone and the centering pass misses, but there is a shot, a backhand shot saved by the Swiss goalie, held in by the Slovakian defender, but they were going for a change. The forwards were, so he turned it over. Here comes Switzerland. Block pass back up to the point. Switzerland D-to-D pass. Another D-to-D pass. Off the backboards in front of the net. Good play by Slovakia. Realized I was going to bounce in front of the net as they dump it into the Swiss zone. 55 seconds to go here in the second period as here comes Slovakia. Good hit by Slovakia on the Swiss player there as Slovakia is coming in to the neutral zone. They'll dump and chase and try and get pressure with 37 seconds left. Here comes Switzerland. They break out of their own end, turn the puck over, and Slovakia will just dump it back in. 30 seconds left here in the second period of this 3-0 game. Switzerland leading Slovakia, and that will be icing with 20.9 seconds left here in the second period. So that was a good save by the Switzerland goalie there. Murin has 5 points, 4 goals, 1 assist in 28 games with Tri-City of the USHL. As Switzerland wins the faceoff, they'll dump off the boards, but that's kept in by Slovakia. Slovakia trying to get a last-minute shot, possibly goal here, to make this lead into 2, and Switzerland will throw it behind the net. Tons of pressure by Slovakia. They pick it up, send it in front of the net. Shot, and that's blocked, and that is it for the second period. Switzerland adding a goal late in the third or second period here to make it a 3-0 game. Haas with the goal there in the second. 3-0 Switzerland over Slovakia going into the second intermission here. As let's go check the phone here. As our poll has 22 votes, 68 are cheering for Slovakia, or 68% of you guys are cheering for Slovakia there. As yeah, we're just intermission here. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, intermission report. Not much to report. 3-0 Switzerland after 2. I'm just looking at everything else here right now. As we just got a Tim Hortons commercial. Let's go look up the standings for this. Go to TSN here. 8 of you popping in. Thanks for tuning in. It's intermission right now. So Switzerland has a 3-0 lead over Slovakia at this point. So this is a crucial game as both teams do have 3 points in the standings. So this is for third place in Group A. So right now, if it ended, Switzerland would get 3. Slovakia would play 4. Tonight's game, Canada, Finland, would be dependent on who Switzerland and Slovakia plays. If Canada wins, Slovakia loses, it would be Canada, Slovakia in the quarterfinals. If Finland wins, it'd be Finland, Slovakia, and so on and so forth. So this is kind of where you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You are going to have to play one of the top 2 teams in Group B between Canada and Finland. Take your pick of the poison there, right? So, another matchup tonight, USA Sweden. That is for first place in Group A. They will be playing. Now that is very dependent on the next game too. Czechs, Latvia, but no matter what, Canada cannot finish worse than second because they hold the tiebreaker over Czech Republic. So Czech Latvia is actually the next game. That is going to be a huge one too. So for Sweden USA, if they win, lose, they won't know who they're playing until after this game, after the Switzerland Slovakia game. So today, final day of the tournament games, we'll wrap up here as in the uh, last place game there. It is a do or die game between Germany and Denmark. In that aspect, Slovakia does have a win. They will be here next year. Same with Switzerland. But yeah, we're just in an intermission here. So a lot of things start to finalize for the standings after this game. But like I said, for Switzerland, Slovakia, you're playing one of Finland, Canada, or it could be Czechia. Really depends what goes on. If Czechia beats Latvia, they would leapfrog Finland into second. Then Finland would finish third unless they beat Canada. And then Finland would finish first, Canada second, Czechia third. So a lot to go on with that Czechia game after this game. A lot to go on tonight between Canada and Finland. Group B is still a toss up for who finishes top three still. But like I said, no matter the outcome tonight for Canada, they can't finish worse than second. So that's huge for the Canadians, as Czechia kind of did a favor by not winning in regulation, or that would have completed, or Czechia beating Finland in overtime, or there would have been a lot of mechanics going on here. So we are just waiting for the third period to start. There's 12 minutes, 30 seconds, according to the timer on the screen here, before the third period starts. But for Slovakia and Switzerland, after this game, I guess you go back to the hotel room, you go to wherever the team meets, and you just go, hey, watch hockey the rest of the day, find out who you're playing, because it could be Czechia. Czechia's right after this game. They should beat Latvia, but Latvia's been pretty decent this year in the World Junior. So there could be a chance where Latvia jumps over Czechia and gets third, and Czechia gets fourth. Like, that's how close all this is for um, Group B. So, like I said, Canada can't finish worse than second. Finland cannot finish worse than third place because they did get the win over the Latvian team. So there would be a tiebreaker there. So as of right now, we know Finland can't finish worse than third. Canada can't finish worse than second. Czechia can finish or can't finish first, but they can finish second, third, or fourth, and Latvia can finish either third or fourth. In Group A, with the game we're watching right now, Switzerland, Slovakia, whoever wins this game gets third place, and the loser gets fourth. Later tonight, Sweden, USA, same thing. Winner gets first place, loser gets second place. So Group B, a lot more calmer than Group B is when it comes to this. But hey, that's why we like the World Juniors. So a lot of, I think there's been 2 overtime games here in Group B where it's just been regulation wins in Group A, making this a lot more easier mathematically to actually sort this out. Switzerland's actually been pretty good this tournament too, only surrendering 6 goals in 3 games going into this game. Only scoring 7 though, that's the tough part. You can't win games if you're only scoring 7 goals, but keeping the puck out of your net, having 6, that's the second best. USA has surrendered more goals than Switzerland has in this tournament. So looking at that, that's a huge bright spot for Switzerland right now. Solid defensively, again, the goaltending just need the scoring to come around. They would actually have the third lowest goals against, as Finland has only surrendered 4 goals and Sweden has only surrendered 5. So it is snowing in Minnesota right now as we wait for the second intermission to finish here. As let's see what's in the world of sports here. Not much going on for there. Tom Wilson lays huge hit and then scores a goal ahead goal. Can't wait to see him in the Olympics. I think he's going to bring a physical aspect to Team Canada when it comes to that. But other than that, not really major sports news here. Yeah. So we're just waiting and seeing what's going to be going on here with the game as it is the intermission here. Not much to talk about. If you have anything to talk about, put it in the chat there because, yeah, we're just watching commercials and commercials and more commercials. So, 26 votes, 69% of you are cheering for Slovakia, 31% for Switzerland. As yeah, we got about 10 minutes left to go here in the intermission and whatnot. Huge game. If you're Switzerland, you want to come out strong, forechecking strong, keep playing the way you're doing. If you're Slovakia, you want to get a couple of these shots more on net. A lot of the shots from the point are being blocked either by Switzerland or hitting their own players. So, with that being said, just try and get the puck on net more. Switzerland's goalie has been solid. Rebound control, though, has been kind of off this game that I could see. So if you could get a greasy one early in this first period, or third period, sorry, get a greasy one, make it a 2-goal game, then all of a sudden Switzerland is going to be on their heels if you're the Slovakians. 6 of you in here, welcome in. As like I said, just intermission, blabbling, and all these commercials. This new movie, Mercy, looks pretty good. I might have to go check that out with the wife in late January there, as yeah, we're just watching commercials, hanging out until the game starts again for the third period. Make sure you hit the vote there, who you're cheering for and whatnot. So we're just gonna go check the phone out here. Let's go on Twitter, see what else is going on in the world of sports. College football. Last game for 2025 for the Edmonton Oilers as they are at home to take on the Boston Bruins tonight at 7:30. Of course, happy New Year's to everyone. Stay safe tonight. I know the wife and I are going to a party, so we got that to look forward to. So stay safe out there tonight. Drive safe if you're not drinking. If you're drinking, of course, make sure to find a safe way home. As Latvia and Czechia are just sitting on the benches. That game will start at 1:30 Mountain Time, 3:30 Eastern. As there has been a trade in the NHL, as the Philadelphia Flyers have acquired forward Philip Tomasino from the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for defenseman Igor Zamula. Tomaso will report to the Phantoms in the AHL. So a minor trade there for the Philadelphia Flyers and Pittsburgh Penguins. Don't really see that big of rivals trading with each other, but this seems to be a move that it's just, hey, we need a defenseman, hey, we need a forward, and it's just one of those AHL help the team out kind of deals. Yes. As I think Zamula was actually on waivers just the other day. So that is the breakdown of the trade. What's this here? As we get rolling here soon, 2026 Winter Olympics just around the corner. I'm excited for that. According to the scoreboard here, in the arena. There's about 4 minutes and 25 seconds until it is game time. Uh, yeah, who's excited for the Olympics? Because I know I am. NHL players are back. I'm happy to see that, and just watching Olympics is fun. There's like a lot of the skiing, slope skiing, and stuff. I don't know how they go through that. Like my legs would break on the ones with the you gotta go side to side off the bumps and stuff. Like I don't know how they do that or how you prepare to jump, 50, 60, 70 feet in the air, do backflips and stuff and land. Like I just don't understand how you can do that. But they do it, and I do like watching Olympics. It's good to see every country come out and enjoy it. Looking forward to the hockey one. Saw the groups for the hockey. I think Switzerland was with Canada in their group. USA has the easiest group of all. They have, I think, Denmark, Germany, and maybe Slovakia was in there too. Not counting Slovakia out, but Denmark should be a good win. Let's go see. I think I sent it as a text here. Oh no. So US has Denmark, Germany, and Latvia. I know Sweden and Finland are in the same group for the Olympics for hockey. So a lot of moving pieces when it comes to Olympics. Going through the hockey news here. Um, Not much going on as it's still early. Some Oilers news there. Alex Lee Lyon is returning to Buffalo and being evaluated for a lower body injury and will be out for a bit of time. So huge goaltending news there in Buffalo. Some news here from Devontae's after being selected for Team Canada in the Olympics. His wife is expecting their fourth child in February and says he is not leaving his wife until the baby is born. He says he hasn't talked to Hockey Canada about it and didn't think he needed to. So that's something to keep an eye on. Maybe that's where Matthew Schaefer comes in and plays for Team Canada if Devontae's cannot be there. Um, Yeah, so not much going on here in oh, did they just name their roster? So Team USA has just named their Olympic roster for the four nation or for the Olympics here in February. Let's go see if I could see names here. It's ESPN. I don't usually use them. Clayton Keller, Tage Thompson, and Seth Jones have been named to the Olympic hockey team, sources told ESPN. Uh, Federations had to submit their 25 player roster by Wednesday. Team Canada announced its team in a news conference this morning. Team USA plans to announce the men's, women's, and Paralympic teams on Friday. So, by the rumors of it, Clayton Keller, Tage Thompson, and Seth Jones will be at the Olympics for Team USA. We got probably, I would say, about a minute and a half before this game starts up here for the third period. Of course, Switzerland looking to keep rolling as they are up 3-0 here. And going into the third period, Slovakia, like I said, a lot of pressure, just can't get the shots through from the point. They just got to get those shots through, and hopefully they could score a greasy one early in the third and put the pressure on Switzerland as they are at center ice and the puck is dropped and Switzerland wins the face-off here. They'll get it to the neutral zone and dump it into the Slovakia end. Huge hit by Slovakia there as here comes Slovakia, dumps it into the Switzerland's end. They have it along the left-hand boards. Point shot, and that was missed the net again. So like I said, Slovakia needs to get these shots on net if they want a chance of doing anything here. As Switzerland has it in their own end, they'll try and take it out, and that is offside. So a delayed offside on Slovakia, and Switzerland will take it behind the net. Here comes Switzerland up the neutral zone on the right hand side. They'll dump it in behind Pradel, and Slovakia will pick it up and go along the right hand side there. As here comes Slovakia as they'll dump it in now. So it's a dump and chase game between these two. Getting the pressure going as Slovakia picks up. Here's a slot pass. Shot, blocked, another shot, blocker saved by the Switzerland goalie, and Switzerland will send it out, but not far enough for icing as Slovakia picks it up in their own end. Slovakia coming through the neutral zone will back pass in their own end as they complete a change, and here's Slovakia up to the neutral zone. Slovakia across the line, shot, glove saved by the Swiss goalie as he'll keep it going to his defenseman. Here comes Switzerland up the center ice. They'll dump it in, and Slovakia will get their first turned over. Here's Switzerland, pass in front, misses everyone as Slovakia will pick it up, and the pass hits a skate, and Switzerland has it in their own end. They'll reverse D to D pass behind their own net, and the pass misses. Slovakia picks it up by the blue line of the Switzerland's blue line, and Switzerland will get it out. Huge hit on the forward there. So Slovakia's defense pinching a lot, getting these massive hits. Here comes Slovakia. Between the legs, D, cross crease, and couldn't find the pass. That would have been a nice assist by Slovakia's forward, but the pass just couldn't get there. Here's Slovakia in the neutral zone. They'll come through across the line. Shot saved by Switzerland's goalie. Another huge rebound. So like I said, here's Slovakia. Another shot. And saved by Switzerland's goalie. Like I said, if Slovakia gets these shots on net, there's a lot of rebounds by the Swiss goalie as Switzerland will bring it out of their own end. That's one thing I said. Just keep getting shots. Shots are 14-11 with 17 minutes to go here in the third period. Switzerland has it behind Pradel. Here's Switzerland back to the other side, boards behind the net. It's picked off by Slovakia. Slovakia is going to change, and it's 1-on-4 for the Slovakian forward. Huge hit by the defender of Switzerland as they'll break it out down the ice, and Pradel will play it behind his net, but it's picked off by Switzerland. Switzerland has it behind Pradel as they're pinched along the boards. Switzerland still has it behind Pradel. Tries to send it up the other boards and can't handle the pass. Was a pinching D-man for Switzerland as Switzerland will go for a change. Here's Slovakia as they'll turn over in the neutral zone. It's a 3-on-3 back in, and a pass that just missed would have sent the Swiss player behind the defense as Switzerland has it behind the Slovakian net. Slovakia takes it away and tries to pass up, and it's picked off. Here's Switzerland, and they'll turn over the puck. A lot of forced passes here. Slovakia will ice the puck here. 16 minutes left to go here in the third period. That was 4 minutes or 8. Wow. Couple good chances for Slovakia. Like I said, Switzerland's goalie's rebound control is not the greatest. If they could just get one of those greasy goals to go in, and within the next couple minutes here, they have a shot to coming back. Face off to the right of Pradel, and Slovakia wins it. They'll send it down the left-hand boards as they'll enter the neutral zone, dump it in, and go for a change as that was a icing on the play before to cause that face-off. Here's Switzerland in the neutral zone, and they'll dump it in the Slovakian zone. Here's Switzerland behind Pradel. Wrap around, shot, saved by Pradel as the puck came right into the wheelhouse and saved by Pradel. A good save by him. Right in the middle of the ice, and he had more time than he thought. The Swiss player shot it. I think he had plenty of time to just take that in a bit closer and pick a spot. That's Paul Mochard there, 9 points in the league he's in. Face off to the right of Pradel. Slovakia wins it. Here they come down the left-hand boards in the neutral zone. Tries to cross ice pass again. Knocked down by Switzerland. And that was a high stick there on the puck. So the play is called dead. 32 votes. 69% of you are cheering for Slovakia. Hopefully they can come back in this game. It's 3-0, 15:30 to go here in the third period. Of course, they won't know who they're playing. They'll just know where they're finishing after this game is all said and done. One of them depending on tonight's game, Finland, Canada, depends on who these teams play. Because Canada cannot finish worse than second place in their group. So one of these teams will be playing Canada in the quarterfinals. Not too sure who it is yet, as Slovakia has it in, and there's going to be an interference call coming up against Slovakia in the offensive zone. And that is a huge mistake by Slovakia. They had pressure, unnecessary penalty is called against Slovakia, as Switzerland will go back on the power play. They're 2 for 4 in this game. Or 2 for 3, sorry. Yeah, that's just unnecessary by penalty. Like, you don't need to take that. That was Andreas Straka with the interference call. Face off to the right of Padel. Slovakia wins it, and they'll send it around the left-hand boards. Kept in by Switzerland. Switzerland has it against the left-hand boards. The point man has it. Sends it down low. Here's Switzerland. He had a wide open chance to take it to the net, but tried to cross-crease pass from 6 feet in front of the net. He should have shot there. That's where I'm saying. You don't want to overpass it. As Switzerland has it in the neutral zone, they'll drop it off for the forward with speed. Switzerland enters the zone, and they'll play back up to the point. It's a point-to-point D pass here, and good pressure by the Slovakian forward causes the puck to go out, as Slovakia will send it down the ice. Minute 10 left here in the power play for Switzerland. They're 2 for 3. This is their fourth power play chance, as here comes Switzerland through the neutral zone. And they'll reverse it and enter, and they'll send it behind Pradel. They'll play it behind the net, back and forth. Here's Switzerland behind Pradel. Comes around the net, back to the point. D to D pass. Another D to D pass. Down low to the right of Pradel here. Back up to the half boards. Back to the defenseman. Cross to the left-hand hash marks. Back to the defenseman. They're trying to get the perfect shot. There's a shot there, and saved by Pradel, as that shot came from the point. I kept seeing my phone go up here. 24 seconds left here in the penalty to Straka, as like you're at the dot with no one in front of you. If you're Switzerland, you got to take that to the net. Don't worry about the defender in the middle and trying to make a cross crease pass. Take that to the net. Pradel was screened on that shot, and it was a good save by him. Face off to the right of him. Slovakia wins it by pinned against the boards behind Pradel's net. As Slovakia and Switzerland 2-on-2 on the board scrum. Still scrumming. There's a Swiss player on the ice now. They're poking it, and he's going to skate off because I think he's hurt. They were jabbing at him while he was on the puck, and the power play is over. Here comes Slovakia. 4-on-3 for Slovakia. Slovakia enters the zone, and a shot and a good blocker saved by the Swiss goalie, as Switzerland will pick up behind their own net. They are pressured. They'll try going up the right-hand boards. Pressured again, and they'll try to go out the other side. Here comes Switzerland, and they'll dump it in here into behind Pradel's net. Slovakia gets there first. They'll have it on the left-hand boards, as they'll reverse it behind the net, being pressured 2-on-2 behind their own net. Here's Slovakia with a stretch pass. Good drop pass by Slovakia. Slovakia enters the zone, tries to force it in the middle. There was no pass there. He was getting hit there. As it is behind the Swiss net, they'll play it back up to the point. Slovakia shot, tip, and scores. Slovakia has scored to make it a 3-1 game, as that puck, I think, took about 4 different hops before it got in the net. It looked like it was tipped off the crossbar, off of a foot, off the goalie, and into the net. And that was Nemec with the goal. As we're going to see the replay here, it's just a quick shot from the point. Yeah, it was tipped. It was a chop shot off the crossbar, off the back of the goalie, and into the net. Like I said, Slovakia needed a greasy goal. It doesn't get much greasier than that, going off the crossbar, off the goalie's back, and into the net. So Nemec with the goal to bring Slovakia up to 3-1 score here for Switzerland. As Switzerland wins the faceoff, and they'll dump it into behind Predel's net. Bradell will play it to his defender. Here comes Slovakia trying to exit their zone. Good takeaway in the neutral zone by the Swiss player as they turn it over. Here comes Slovakia again. Huge hit there to stop him in his tracks as they get the puck down behind the Swiss net. Here comes Switzerland down the left-hand boards of Pradell. Shot, and that shot is blocked. They have it behind the net. Back up to the point. D-to-D pass, one-timer, and that is blocked again by the Slovakian forward. Slovaks forwards and Switzerland's forwards paying the price a lot in this game. A lot of block shots from them by the D-men trying to get a shot through. As here's Switzerland, D-to-D pass, another D-to-D pass, and they'll send it behind Pradell. Switzerland with some offensive zone time here. Shots are 16-15 with 11 minutes to go in the third period, and Slovakia will just send it down the ice. Not enough for icing, as they'll get a line change. Here's Switzerland. They'll dump it into the zone, and that's icing, as he was not quite at the red line yet. 66% of the votes are going for Slovakia here today. As it was one of those where instead of tipping it, he swung his stick like a golf club off the post and then off the back. Adam Nemec is draft eligible this upcoming draft. See if he gets taken this year. As there's a face-off to the left of the Swiss goalie, Slovakia wins it, but the Swiss will pick it up and go to the right of their goalie to get it out of the zone, and they'll dump it in behind Pradell here. As Slovakia has it behind their own net, they'll try exiting through the left-hand boards, and they do, and Swiss will pick it up. They'll dump it in. A good jump catch there by the Swiss player to dump in. Pradell couldn't handle that. That goes to the right of him. Slovakia has it behind their net here. Down by 2 with 10:25 to go. Nemec with the goal here in the third period to bring it within 2. As here comes Slovakia into the Swiss zone here. And they'll dump it behind the net where no one is. Swiss will pick it up. Being pressured. Huge hit by the Slovakians on the defender of the Swiss. That was a huge hit. Maybe some momentum there for Slovakia. Here comes Slovakia into the end. It's in the corner boards here. As their four-man pile up in the corner boards, trying to fight for the puck. And Slovakia comes out with a D-to-D pass. And another shot, and that just missed. The goalie did not see that, as Switzerland will send it out. And that's icing. Icing on Switzerland with 9:31 to go here in the third period. That was a massive hit right there. And a good shot by Slovakia. They had 2 of their own guys screening the goalie, 2 of Switzerland's guys, and it just missed. Like, if that's on net, that's a goal, because there's no way the goalie saw that coming. That was right Radivojevic. Sorry if I can't pronounce some of these names. Slovakia gets an offensive zone win, shot over the net as that was too high there by Slovakia as they'll get it back into the zone and play it around the boards. And no one was there as the forward thought the defender was pinching. Here's Slovakia in their own end. The pass gets tipped by the Swiss player, and there's a pile up in the end boards there, 2-on-2 between the Swiss and Slovaks there, and Slovaks come out with it, and they'll just dump it down into center ice, rolls into the Swiss end. Here comes Switzerland, and they can't handle that pass there. Slovaks have it behind their net. They'll exit through the left-hand boards here as Switzerland will run the player off the puck and take it in their own end. And as they'll dump it in behind Pradel. First one on it is a Swiss player. He'll come around the net, centers it, and the pass got intercepted, but they picked the pass back up. And here's a 1-T shot and fanned on. The Switzerland player fanned on a perfect one-time pass cross crease, and I think he would have had Padel beat if it wasn't for the fan, as this game stays at a 3-1 score for Switzerland as we go to commercial break here. Um, yeah, if you're new to the channel and like anything hockey related, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We also do baseball too, so I'm a huge fan of the Toronto Blue Jays. Their run this year was unbelievable. Literally inches short of winning the World Series by the Blue Jays there. Tough loss, but hey, it was fun to watch, and that's all that matters. As we're still in commercial break here, 37 votes, 65% of the votes in favor of Slovakia, cheering for them. Shots are 16-15 for the Swiss, as a lot of shot blocks in this game by both forwards or both teams forwards. They're going to need ice packs after that. So it's been block after block, and they're showing the replay, and it was Cobbler just couldn't get the 1-T off there, and he would have had Padel beat if it wasn't for that. As Slovakia will get into the neutral zone, and Swiss will dump it right back in. Slovakia has it behind their own net. They're pinned up against the boards, but they get out of there, and Slovakia is back behind their own net. Here comes Slovakia with a pass up the left-hand boards. They'll dump it in. Their first one's on the puck against the boards. Comes to the slot. Shot blocked again by a Swiss forward, as these forwards for both teams are blocking shots like their lives depend on it. Like, it is amazing to see how many shot blocks they're getting into. Here comes Slovakia at the point. D-to-D pass, shot, saved, and a huge rebound cleaned up by the Swiss defenders. Slovakia keeps it in. They'll go across D-to-D here, back behind the net, around the boards. It's the Slovaks, and the Swiss will come up with it after that board play there as they try to get it out, but that's held in by Slovakia. They'll try and get it out the other side, and they eventually do, as here comes Switzerland. They'll dump it behind Pradel's net, and Slovakia's first on the puck, being pressured there and turned over. Here's a shot and a glove save by Pradel after a massive turnover into the slot by the Slovakians. And we are going to another commercial, or are they just showing outside? It is snowing a lot, and they're going to another commercial again. I swear, we just got off of a commercial, did like a minute of gameplay, and now we're back onto the commercial. Polls starting even out here as 38 votes. We got 63% for Slovakia. For the longest time, we were sitting around that 75% mark. So A lot of people tuning in. Thank you for joining me on this day here, watching some World Juniors. Whew. As yeah, we're in a commercial break. After this game, I'm gonna go get some food. Of course, we if you missed it in the third or second period intermission, this game is crucial to who finishes third and fourth. Now, who they play will be dependent on what happens in the Czechia Latvia game and what happens in the Finland Canada game. If Canada wins, and whoever loses this game will play each other. If Canada loses, Czechia wins, and Finland wins, it's going to be Finland finishing first. If Canada wins, Czechia wins, Finland loses. Then Czechia goes in the second, Finland goes in the third. So, Group A stage for anyone doing the crossover from Group B stage, anyone crossing over from Group A, it's time and a half. And here's a shot by the Swiss defender, and that misses the net here. As Switzerland has it, or Slovaks turn over in their own end, and they'll pick the puck up. They'll go behind Predel's net, and the Slovaks are trying to get it out again, and they finally do after a couple costly turnovers there. As I'm just got a YouTube notification here. Slovakia will dump it into their own end here, or Swiss end. Sorry, it's been a long day. I was up till 3:30 and at work by 7. So, Slovakia and Switzerland here, 3-1. 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Nemec with the goal for Slovakia here in the third period, as Switzerland will get it out and Slovakia will pick up in the neutral zone, being pressured by two players. He'll play it back into his own end and do a reset here. Slovakia can't get past this pressure from the Swiss players here, as they finally do, and they'll miss a pass, and that will go into the Swiss end here. Fighting for the puck behind the net at the goal line. Here's Slovakia back at the point. A shot, and that is blocked by the forward again. Slovakia will pick it up, send it in the middle. That pass is blocked. Here's Slovakia, sends it in the middle, shot off the pad and on the outside of the post. And there is going to be a penalty coming up to Switzerland, as the pressure from Slovakia caused Switzerland to take a penalty. And this is a huge power play opportunity for Slovakia. They score here within the first minute. There'll be 4 minutes, 11 seconds left if they do that, or 3 minutes, 11 seconds if they don't, in the third period. And we're back to another commercial already. So clearly there wasn't enough commercials in the first half of this period that they're trying to get all the commercials in now. As we are just watching a Harvey's commercial, and sorry if you heard my wife yelling downstairs. 7 you in here. 41 votes so far, so 61% of you are cheering for Slovakia. Like I said, that number was like 75-25% about 20 minutes ago. So glad to see everyone in here. Top power or penalty kill units for this tournament. Switzerland has 100%, same with Canada. So Switzerland's penalty kill has been unbelievable, as there was a slashing major to Jamiro Reber, on that play. Shots are 18-18, 5:11 left. Switzerland up by 2 here on the penalty kill. Slovaks are 0 for 1 today on the power play with no shots, as Slovaks get the puck off the draw. And here we go. This is the crucial power play for the Slovakians, as they're just passing around right now, D to D. Coming, walking the blue line shot. Oh, and that popped out the opposite side. That was almost in for the Slovaks here, as there's a board play there as Slovakia is trying to get it to the point, but Switzerland comes out with it. They'll try and exit through the left-hand side, and they do, as the forward will chop it out. And here's Slovakia in the neutral zone, backtracking their own end, being pressured. Slovakia turns the puck over in the neutral zone, but they'll keep the puck, as that was a good defensive play. As here comes Slovakia, they'll play it to the point. Cross in front of the net, and the pass. Oh, that was a close play. There was a nice tic-tac-toe pass, and the Slovakian forward could not handle it because he was going to his backhand and just couldn't handle the puck. Just missed the pass. It went off his skate. It was Straka that could have had a very good opportunity there on the play, but it still stays 3-1. Minute 5 left in this power play for Slovakia. Switzerland wins the face-off, and they'll dump it down the ice. Minute left in this power play. 4:10 left in the third period. Slovakia needs a goal here to bring them within one. Here comes Slovakia. They'll dump and chase, and they'll be the first ones on it. They'll send it behind the net. As now there's a pile up there. It's 3-on-3 down behind the Swiss net. A fourth forward or a fourth player from Slovakia comes in, and Slovakia comes out with it to the point. Drop pass at the point, another drop pass. Pradel is on the bench, so it's a 6-on-4 here for Slovakia. A shot from the point tipped wide by Slovakia. They'll have it on the right-hand side of the Swiss net. Back to the point. Shot blocked again by another Swiss forward. Shot blocking has been huge. D-to-D pass here. They'll go down to the right-hand hash boards. They'll go to the goal line. Passes tip, but Swiss couldn't get it out. Here's Slovakia as they turn the puck over. Too many passes, and it's empty net, but the Swiss are the first ones on the puck. On the dump, because it was a penalty kill. Power play is now over. Switzerland pressuring Slovakia in the offensive zone. And Slovakia has it behind their own net. There's 2:45 left into the game here. Slovakia down by 2, and they're trying to get another goal here quickly. 2.5 minutes left. And they turn the puck over, entering the zone, and Switzerland will just dump it down a bit here. And here comes Slovakia into the offensive zone. Straka back to the point. He gets the puck back to the point. D-to-D pass. Another D-to-D pass. Slovakians not really moving right now. They need to be moving here, as there's another D-to-D pass, and it's Straka on the boards there. Here's Slovakia, tries to reverse it. They need a shot here. They haven't had a shot in 30 seconds of offensive time. As Switzerland grabs the puck, they'll play it around the boards. Kept in by Slovakia. Down behind the net. Here's Slovakia. They'll play it back up to the point. 6-on-5, empty net. As here's Slovakia at the point. D-to-D pass. Another D-to-D pass. They have not shot in a minute so far. They need a goal, and fake the one-timer shot, blocked again by the forward of Switzerland. Here's Slovakia back at the point. Shot, another block by the same forward of Switzerland, and he probably has about 4 or 5 block shots so far. Slovakia, a minute left to go in this game. Down by 2, needs a goal now. They need to shoot. They'll dump in. Slovakia will dump it up the boards, and that is out. Or sorry, Switzerland dumps up the boards and out. Here comes Slovakia through the neutral zone. Slovakia comes in. Power move around the net. And he's rode off. Back up to the point. Here's Slovakia at the point. Shot blocked again by the Swiss forward, and that's probably going to do it here. 34 seconds left as Slovakia is in their own end. A lot of good shot blocking by the Swiss forwards here. As here comes Slovakia through the neutral zone. Slovakia, and that's poke checked off his stick, sent out, and that's going to roll. Just icing by a foot. There's 13 seconds left, but I think that is it. The shot blocking by the Swiss forwards was the key part in this. Their sticks, their bodies, they were just blocking shot after shot. It seemed like all Slovakia wanted to do was get point shots, and it was like both teams did very well shot blocking, but in the final 2 minutes here, the Swiss came out and shot blocked after shot block here. So 13 seconds left. Face off to the left of the Swiss goalie. And of course, they're not dropping it. Why would they? This has been a problem this whole tournament with every team, is the ref doesn't like something, it takes forever. So here we go again. Slovakia wins the face-off here. Shot, scores. Slovakia does score a goal here from the point. It is 3-2. There is only 9 seconds left, though. They'll need a quick one. I'm not saying it's over, but they will need a very quick one here. That was a good shot from the point. Took a quick shot. Yeah, took a quick shot from the point. So there we go. So Slovakia has 9.1 seconds. They did call a timeout. They're going over a play here to try and tie this game in 9.1 seconds. I have seen it. We lived the Jordan Eberle World Junior goal many years ago. I think that was 08, if I'm not mistaken. There was 5.4 seconds left on the clock against Russia. Canada got it. So it's not saying they're done. They just need to capitalize instantly. Literally get into the zone, stop up, everyone to the net, point shot to the net, and hope for a garbage goal that way. So Slovakia scores a late one here to make it interesting with 9 seconds left. And Pradell is in the net right now. Oh, maybe he's not. It's not. Oh, yeah, he's not. So here we go. There's 5 seconds left, and Switzerland will send it down. And that is going to be the game as Switzerland defeats Slovakia 3-2. So we know Switzerland will be the third place team. Slovakia will be the fourth place team in Group A. Slovakia will play the winner of either, well, it depends. If Canada wins against Finland tonight, it will be Slovakia, Canada. If Canada loses, Finland wins, it will be Slovakia, Finland. If Canada wins and Finland loses and Czechia wins, the Swiss will be playing Czechia. So a lot of more standings to happen here, but we finally found out who's fourth, who's third place in Group A. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Gillis TV. Have a good one.